Hello friends, this is Sundareshan, Compliance Guru. Ulra Vires. This is the word we are going to discuss in the playlist Board Anatomy. Ultra means beyond. Wires means powers. So ultra wires would mean beyond the powers. Beyond the powers of whom? Beyond the powers of the board. And I usually say this to get this whole thing understood very easily, which is, if suppose an employee makes a mistake, then the acts can be pardoned by the supervisor. Supervisor makes a mistake, it can be pardoned or ratified by the manager. Manager makes a mistake, the CEO. CEO makes a mistake, it can be ratified by the board, and when the board makes a mistake, by the shareholders. Shareholders make a mistake, the regulators can ratify or pardon the acts. But any act that is ultra-wise the act is void. It cannot be ratified by anybody. So, in simple words, ultra-wise means performing the activity which is outside the scope of the actual powers vested. If an act requires legal authority and it is done with such authority, it is characterized in law as intra vires. If it is done without such authority, it is called ultra vires. So, intra vires within the powers, ultra vires beyond the powers. Well, what are the powers that can be done within? Is very simple. A company can do business that is prescribed in the objects clause. The board can operate based on the powers conferred in the articles of association of a company. So it may be pertinent to note that whenever we are discussing a topic on ultra vires, the charter documents, the memorandum and articles plays a very important role to determine whether that act was intra vires or ultra vires. Well, shareholders may sue the directors of company for recovery of loss resulting from their ultra vires act. And in fact, each director may be personally liable in case of any of such acts. Now, any transaction that is ultra-wise the act is not capable of being ratified, and that is what I mentioned. It is void ab initio, which means it is invalid from the beginning. Care should be taken that there are no transactions which result in ultra vires that cannot be ratified. Now, for those acts which can be ratified, this was discussed specifically in the video on ratification. Well, the most popular case is one of the recent case of a nationalized bank where the CEO instructed the board or gave direction to the board to go ahead and sanction loan to another company. The board refused to give their approval, but in spite of that, the CEO proceeded to exercise the right to grant the loan and such acts in corporate can be termed as ultra wires. So, ultra wires is beyond the powers. I don't think any individual, right from the doorman to the chairman, has got authority to do certain acts which does not have proper validation or proper supporting authorization. That is ultra wires. Stay compliant, stay tuned, see you soon.